So hello everyone and welcome to the first meeting of the Compassion Course 2023 practice group that I facilitate. And later on we will discuss more about the Compassion Course and what is it. And because this is not like a regular practice group that I facilitate, this is following the schedule in the curriculum of the Compassion Course. So we'll have some more opportunity to speak about it later on. But for now, let's just start. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, so let's enjoy. And I hope you will get a more clear understanding of what we will do here. So I'll just put this PowerPoint on. All right. So let's just dive straight into it. And you know what, maybe before I just introduce myself, my name is Ariel. My original country or where I'm from is Israel. But I decided I moved to Costa Rica 2 years ago and in Chiripo. So that's where I'm at the moment. I work as emotional therapist and coach, basically helping individuals and couples and families, and also sometimes at work situations that pops up, and just to solve conflicts together. I work as individual therapist and coach using also other methodologies like the way of the Tao, the effortless effort way of living, and Qigong and meditation, mentor, and also energetic healer. So, and a percussionist. So I integrate many things into my practice, but really my main thing when I work with couples and individuals, I'm leading them through nonviolent communication or compassionate communication way of life. This is a methodology, but this is really for me and for people who dive into this methodology. This is really a way of life, because there is a different approach to the habitual way of thinking of right, wrong, and good, bad approach. And the approach of nonviolent communication offers us is seeing that everything we do to meet a need. This is like the first concept. And if you take something out of this meeting today, is this sentence that Marshall Rosenberg, who founded this methodology, he has some nice quotes, and this is one of them, that everything we do, no matter what, we do to meet a need. And it can be like from really small stuff, like scratching our heads, like maybe a need of comfort, or maybe a safety. There is a need if something is a fly or something is going over there. So it can be something. Each action is a little bit different, but this is just an example. Like eating meals for our physical well-being. Sometimes we go to restaurants or having dinners. Also, it's not only for physical well-being; it's also for, of course, enjoyment and company, for an example. And another example is why we choose to get married. Many of us want to have the need of partnership, someone to be with, in this way of life and support. So that's also another big need, the need of support, the need maybe of sexual expression, continuity, if we want to have children, and so forth. So there are many, many needs, and every action can be seen in this way as an attempt to meet needs, if it's our own needs or the needs of the others. And also, I can say, coming to this meeting, I just, when I prepared this PowerPoint, I thought of growth, the need of, for me as facilitator, to have growth, learning with you together, contribution, and communion with people, sharing the same ideals, abundance in terms of economic security for me. So what I want to ask you now, if someone wants to share, and also if you are listening to this Zoom meeting in the recording, why are you here? What brought you here? What need brought you to this meeting? And for this, we use many times the needs list. The needs list has many needs in it. I put it in the chat. The first, let's see that people are also in the chat. I will just look. Okay, Babu. Yeah, I see. Okay, so I put it in the chat, and also it's in the practice group chat. And if you don't have it, you can ask, but you can just look at it, and maybe you can also, it can be your turn to dive into the needs list. The needs is just, a tool for us to use, but it is important at the first stage when you start doing or getting involved in nonviolent communication to stick to the needs list, because there is a difference between strategy and a need. Usually, people mix up between the real strategy, the real need. Like, for example, when I'm bored, I have a need for stimulation, for an example. So this is the need of stimulation. And the strategy can have 10,000 different ways or infinite number of ways to accomplish this need of stimulation. For example, you can play tennis, talk to someone, go for a walk, watch television. Yeah, so there are many different ways. So the needs list, at least for the beginning, helps us understand the difference between the strategy and the need itself. So if you can look at the need list, this is I'll put up in the here for you to see the needs list. And this is like there are many needs lists all over. Whoever practice nonviolent communication knows that there are many needs lists. Each one is a little bit different. I will put I put here the needs list of the compassion course. Usually I have my own needs list, but since this is the compassion course and we are working with their curriculum, I put it here. So if you can look at this, and if you want to share, maybe first your name, and a little bit like one sentence about yourself, and why are you here in terms of needs, if someone wants to share.
I could jump in.
All right.
First of all, hi, Ariel. It's so good to be back here with you for season 2, for me, season 2. It's Miriam, by the way. I go by Mimi or Miriam sometimes, so.
Okay, nice.
Really sweet to be back here. A little bit about me. This is my second year in NVC. honestly, the first year I didn't participate as much as I would have liked. I attended these classes, but I didn't really do any of the reading. So I'm trying again this year. Let's see what happens. I'm living in Israel, ecstatically, very, very happy to be here. That's a change from last year. And I guess I'm here primarily for personal development. I'm seeking to just continue to become a more gentle person. And I also really appreciated the empathy sessions and the ways that we practiced in real time with each other. So yeah, I guess personal development and shared community values. That's what brings me here.
Also her gentleness and empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So usually there are more than one needs involved. So there are many. First of all, when I do these practices and you will do the practices in the course, I do it like in a spontaneous way. I just think in my mind or in my body what are the needs, and then as you were talking, okay, I want personal development, and then we did it now together. You just said gentleness and empathy and so forth. So I can look at the need list, and then I can look and find more needs that I associate with in this specific action. And then it helps me, and it's like broadening my view and my embodiment of needs. So this is the way I use this needs list. Anyone else? I saw there was a chat in the chat. Okay, like learning. So I see continue learning nonviolent communication. So maybe deep.
Hello, Babo here. Yeah, I don't turn on the camera because I'm eating, but yeah, I am reading the list, and meanwhile, I think that my main thing that is also in the list is being curious about new things and learning, and as Mimi says, is about improving myself potentially. But right now, the main need is I like to learn stuff, and I am curious about new stuff.
Yeah, great. Okay, thank you, Babu. Anyone else before we continue? Okay, thank you. Today, you see that there are different levels, some new people, some people that know nonviolent communication, some people that this is the second year. For me, this is the 5th year in the compassion course and 4th year as a facilitator of practice groups, and 2nd year as a mentor. But in the practice group, what's interesting that there are different levels and or different experiences or knowledge, let's say. And the nice thing in compassionate communication that this is part of the way that if, I don't know if today we'll get into breakout rooms, but if you find yourself in a position with less experienced person, the idea is also that it will help you, like in real life, that you meet people that are not doing, most of us or most of the people don't do nonviolent communication, and this is like a closed society, or like people who do it. But the idea is, yeah, how do we pass it through to other people? And the way is actually, as Miriam said, how to be more empathetic. And even if someone doesn't use the correct way, in brackets, of course, how do we teach this to them? And the way we teach it is by being empathetic. And sometimes people have judgments. As somebody told me today that she had a bad experience with nonviolent communication because her partner blamed her on having judgments. So this is really exactly, the cycle of bad cycle of someone who has judgment about us having judgments. the whole idea of nonviolent communication, of course, is dive into the judgment, and from judgment go into needs. But we'll speak about it later on. Let's move on. And so let's dive into the needs and what are needs exactly. So for the first part, I would like just one of us to describe something you did today or whatever, and then we will have to guess what is the need that brought you to do this kind of action. I'll give an example. Today I had Qigong practice in the morning with like Qigong class. So this is the action that I did. And if you can guess what is the need that brought me to do this Qigong class.
Maybe a need for presence and centeredness.
Okay, is one. So one need is presence and to be focused. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Qigong really helps me to be present, have self-awareness, and it is a great way for me to start the day. If I don't do it, I really feel that things are not, as you said, really present and focused. So for me, it helps. Any other guesses? Because there are more needs than that.
Well, I see that Rosemary wrote stimulation, and I was also thinking like energy release.
Okay. Yeah, energy. Thanks. Energy is a strong part of Qigong. Actually, I'm developing a method of, I call it the way of the heart, which combines nonviolent communication or compassionate communication with the way of the Tao. And so the energy of love and how it manifests in the body, not only to release energy that we don't want, but to gather energy that we do want. And the highest form of energy is the energy of love. So that's what I do in Hola Mimi, good to see you. And so this is something I really like to do. And also this is what we do here. My practice groups outside this course, I call them speaking from the heart. And that's really what we are going to do here, and facilitate this energy of love between us and love to ourselves and to the universe. So that's what I do in Qigong, but also we'll do it here. Any more guesses on what was the need that I went today and did Qigong with other people? Okay, stimulation, Rosemary, I said. Right? What is Qigong? Qigong is like Tai Chi. It's a form of body practice. It's like Tao yoga. The Tao it's based in China. It comes from China. Okay, you got it. Thank you. And if you have any more, I would be happy to show you since you are around. And it's really nice to have people from here also, from Costa Rica. All right, for me also, I will add need of growth, like here that I come and, I contribution. This is the really things that I like to do. I switched my past job or occupation was a filmmaker. And a few years ago, I decided to switch to energy work, to becoming myself, the better person that I want to be. So this is with you. In this session, it helps me grow and contribute to other people. So this is also I do in Qigong, and also the need of abundance and economic security Yes, this is my, like I get money out of it. So, but not, so this is the example with the Qigong, something that I did today. Maybe you can share something that you did. Yeah, okay, Rosemary, thank you about the Wi-Fi in Costa Rica. I know this situation. You can also switch to, to the telephone. So this is also sometimes I do when the Wi-Fi goes off and on. But anyway, you will have the recording. And yeah, someone wants to share something they did today, and what was like, and we will guess what was the need. Ah, okay, Rosemary wrote. Okay, Stephanie was first. So Stefano walked in the garden. So, okay, let's meet what was the, you can also use the chat. If you can't participate with your vocal. So Stefano walked in the garden. Someone wants to guess what was the need of Stefano?
To fulfill his duties so that he could have shelter.
Okay, can you so can you repeat it? Can you have like one word or from the needs list?
No, I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry. But
Okay.
I
By the
could
way,
connect
I
shelter.
put it in the chat also.
I just don't have a picture.
What?
I just
maybe
don't.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I will put it here. Maybe it's the best. Yeah. Okay. You said
Okay.
one is
Yeah, I said shelter.
like in terms of space, like
Well, he wrote that he's doing it as part of a volunteer for the hostel. So it's like an exchange. So he did it to fill his need for shelter.
what do you think about it, Stefano? Does it answer? Maybe it's okay. Rosemary also said touch, food, stability, and space. And you can also, so we have a shelter, touching the ground, I guess.
Yeah, yes, shelter, because I am living here and I am helping a little bit in exchange of room and a room, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. This was part of an exchange. Yeah, this is something that for me guessing won't be my first guess. But this is the difference between when we guess needs, we never know exactly the other person, so we can only guess. This is in empathy talks, very good thing to do. Yeah, just to guess. Okay, what is the need? And it's also very okay, Stefano, to say no. It wasn't this. You know, this is like I always compare it to trying out new clothes. So we try needs on our body. Was it a need of shelter? Yeah, for you, your case, you can say to yourself, yeah, this is part of why what I do in order to find shelter or to have shelter. So this was yes, but if it's no, this is also not to take it personally on the person who makes the guess, but because this is only for you to help. And if the other person doesn't feel it, you know, your job is just to help them try the clothes. More touch. Was touch part of your experience, of your needs? Okay, Stefano.
Sorry, I'm coming back. Okay, basically I am choosing to be here because I could have been also spending a little bit of money or being in a little bit of a different environment, but because of I think that my needs right now is nature and the learning. And so it was a choice for me to decide to be volunteering in this place because I want to help and I want to learn and I want to be in nature. It is in the list somehow or not? I have to find, okay. Let me now, sorry, I finished to eat. I clean my stuff. Now I can read the list again. I would say community, companionship a little bit. Growth, learning, air, and touch, water, and then everything that is related with play. I can totally consider me volunteering all the things that are written underneath play. Adventure, excitement, fun, humor, joy, relaxation. Everything fit.
Okay, nice. And also, Rosemary asked about choice.
Oh, yes, choice, perfect.
Yeah, choice is very nice. Yeah, so as we
Yeah.
walk with it, the idea is, yeah, before that's okay, I'm walking in the garden. And then when we get into the needs, this is so empowering because, yeah, I have so many needs and, it's like the need of choice, for an example, which make like it's the basic of freedom, for an example, yeah? It's very strong need.
Yeah.
Any other guesses or we move to Rosemary? Yeah, also Rosemary said about touching Mother Earth as part of your experience. And I guess, yeah, we talked about the connection to nature. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Rosemary, where was Rosemary? I cleaned up after 9 cats. All right. Any guesses for that? Cleaned up after 9 cats?
I would just go with a need for cleanliness, first and foremost, like sanitation and cleanliness.
Clean, yeah. Hola, Rosemary, good to see you. We are almost, it's like, are you my neighbor here? It's like we look the same, yeah. Are you from, maybe also you can like a little bit say something about yourself when we, each one of us, said, but maybe it's good time to say 1-2 sentences to introduce. You are muted.
I'm Rose, I'm from Canada. I've been traveling and living for a year now outside of Canada and have been in Costa Rica for 9 months, 10 months.
Okay, in the Diamante Valley area.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Sometimes I do some marketing and it helps. Yes, yesterday I decided I'm really yeah, something I have to improve with, but it was nice yesterday. I came back and I said, okay, let's put it in some chats, and it's nice that people reacted. So yeah, I'm happy. Okay, so cleaned up after 9 cats, and Miriam said, of course, about hygiene, and right, just this is one thing. I'm thinking maybe just caring, the need to care. You have like cats in your house, or is it where are the cats?
I'm also in a house sitting dynamic for 3 months. So I have access to a house while taking care of 2 mama cats who both had 5 kittens, and we're trying to find them homes, but every morning it's cleaning after a lot of cats, making a mess everywhere.
Oh. Okay, so this is also the need of shelter, like Stefano.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Can I say
nice.
something? I didn't. I am living in Chiripo. I am from Canada too, despite my accent, by the way. And I also escaped from Canada. There is a lot of escaping Canadians around. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am Italian, but the last 13 years I moved to Canada. It's a super long story. I left Italy 22 years ago. I was around the world. The last 13 years I stopped in Canada. And the last 3 years things went crazy. Unfortunately, I got my citizenship exactly when COVID started. And so I am Canadian, but I don't think I don't know if I will be Canadian for too long. Anyway, I am in Costa Rica too.
Cool. I was just in Siripo at the food forest.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
nice.
wait, where?
There was a food forest event like a week ago.
Oh, in Chimirol.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Okay, anyway.
So we are yeah, we can continue after. And
Where are you
we
from,
are-
Mimi?
Mimi is now in Israel. So we are like even numbers and like
Sorry.
Israel and Canada here.
Yeah, I
This
was
is,
born in Jerusalem, but raised in the States. So
yeah. So yeah. All right. So we are past. Okay, 2 and 2. All right. So let's continue. And Miriam, did you share about something? Do you want to share also? What did you do this morning? For you, it's evening now, but what did you do something today, and what was the need?
laundry.
All right. Miriam did laundry. Nice.
I also did that.
I have to do it. Okay.
Guess what? I did the same thing before to go in the garden. So that's it. Everybody eating and laundry, we are on the same path.
Yeah, good. I don't have here a laundry machine, so I will go to you, Babu, to make the laundry. Okay. What was the need? Mute.
Shelter.
Or was it shelter? No. Wrong guess, Rosemary. Bad girl. All right, what else?
Order and harmony.
How about order?
Yes.
All right. And order, harmony, self-care.
Self-care.
Mhm.
Many of the needs are, we can put self in front of them, like self-care, self-acceptance, self-love, but
Self-expression.
even now, when you say the laundry now, was it the need of I'm not talking about the need that you did it, but when you spoke about it, was it the need of humor?
Kind of, yeah.
All right.
Because I thought of everything else and I was like, man, that's boring. Laundry's also
Yeah.
boring. Funny. Good one, Ariel. I feel seen.
Good. All right. So this is the idea of needs. Let's move forward. Okay. So the idea of needs is that as long as we choose to think about needs, and this is really a mental thing, the more likely we are to see and understand ourselves and each others, and accomplish our needs. What does it mean? So let's say that this needs awareness is kind of a parallel universe, and we can see it as, you know, everything that exists in the human realm has also in the animal, but in the human realm, let's say, we have needs. And the more likely we are to see this realm of needs awareness, first of all, we'll understand ourselves much, much better and differentiate, how do you say? Differentiate the, thank you, Rosemary, you understood me? Okay, how differentiate? Rosemary, help me. How do you say this word?
Differentiate.
Differentiate. Yeah. Okay, Massachusetts.
You got it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So as long as we differentiate this from the strategies, the better, because there's really a big difference. And then we can say, okay, I wanted to get married. This girl really doesn't work, but I do have the need of partnership and whatever, sexual expression, growth. So I want to get married again or get into a couplehood with somebody, so I can mourn, you know, the fact that it didn't work out with my strategy of doing it with this or going the way with this woman. But if I can understand that there are other strategies to fulfill this need, I can go on, you know, forever. And, you know, it's like it's openless and limitless. So if we are, but on the other hand, if we really stuck on this certain strategy, and, you know, and so then we can really get into depression and anxiety and all of this. So this awareness between needs and strategies are really big differences. So then we can start accomplish ourselves, and not the strategies, but the needs. And if something goes wrong, we can continue. Of course, we can. Nonviolent communication is talking about what to do when things go wrong and we get no, and there is ways to deal with it, but it's not the end of the world as maybe before. So one thing is to accomplish ourselves, and the other is also to understand the other, to compassionate with the other. And this is where the win-win situation can work out, especially in times of conflict. So when I can see that my own actions or the actions of others in the context of human needs, I experience more understanding, connection, compassion and harmony, and self-fulfillment, I must say. And also a lot of gentleness. I'm not as reactive. I can speak about myself. I'm not as reactive as before when people say things that I don't resonate. It really goes deeper and deeper. So this is the realm of needs. But now let's talk about the other approach to life, or the habitual approach to life, which we can summarize as judgments. So even though it is possible to see all acts as an attempt to meet needs, most of us were taught something else. So this is the big difference where nonviolent communication and compassionate communication comes into play. So our habitual way of thinking is the right, wrong, should, shouldn't, good, evil, all of this Christianity approach, or whatever, the big three religions. But let's not go into it. You know, this is not the basic of the religions, but just the habitual way of people and how they get into from the source to different ideas, like right, wrong, should, shouldn't, good, evil, all of this. And this we can see in the television, in the politics, you know, people are not trying to be compassionate and understanding. They are trying to find who to blame. even in the educational system, this is the habitual way of thinking that is all around us. And when we use judgment language, we are less likely to think about our needs. We usually think about the other, how a bad person he or she is, and how they are behaving in such a way that is blah, 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 blah. And all of this starts to comes up. But when I consider the needs behind the judgments, so let's say I see myself criticizing somebody. So if I catch this moment that I'm criticizing, and instead of criticizing, I think to myself, okay, what is the need behind my judgment? Because also in judgments, there are needs. It's in every act, there is a need. Also in me judging somebody, there is a need. So if I look behind the judgment into the need, I pass the ball into my own hands and not let the other manage us. I connect instead of disconnect to myself, because all the time when I pass the ball, I blame somebody else. I get the power, I give the power to somebody else, but instead I can connect to myself and okay, what am I needing now? So if I know what I'm needing that I'm not having, I can fulfill my needs and try different strategies and also think about the others, and probably he or she had some needs while they're doing their act. And when I act in this way, I live an very easy and happy life. So this is the way. It takes some time, but of practice, I can say to you that I'm much less reactive now than, because I understand even if somebody is shouting at me, it happened like 2 weeks ago, even really like wow situation that happened. And when I get into the feelings of a shock or sadness that this happened, and then I can understand the other, and instead of returning this violent language and turning it into a bad cycle, I can, okay, he is having whatever he's having because he's needing something which is not getting. So I don't blame myself. I can see him and separate myself and put boundaries, and I can react to this person in a compassionate way, and I can really separate myself from him or her blaming. So this is also something that is very contributing to do. But as I'm saying this, noticing and translating judgments into needs, awareness is easier said than done, and is a very challenging thing to do at first at the beginning. And this will talk more about judgments next week. Judgments is a big issue in nonviolent communication, and if you want to start having a different dialogue with people, it's really nice to do this different approach to criticism, when we criticize the other or when they criticize us. But this is really easier to say than done, because when emotions are on the way, or when it's especially with the close people to us that we love, couples, family, friends, it becomes harder to control the anger, and this is something that we do learn to do in the weeks to come. So the compassion course and nonviolent communication really gives us strong tools to control our anger and to separate ourselves. And this is really when to say no, how to set boundaries. All of this is a part of the work. but also getting to our feelings and connecting to our feelings. And instead of blaming the other, I all the time connect to my own feelings. As I said, like somebody shouted at me, I was shocked. So I just absorbed the shock feeling, for example, or the anger feeling. Even if I had at first, I connected to myself. And this is really nice thing to do. Even if we are sad, we are angry, we have all these bad feelings. And when the moment we connect really to ourselves, it really is a bittersweet feeling of, even it's sad to feel something, the sadness of, the feeling of sadness is really a nice one. It brings me into connection to myself. So it's, as we said about self-connection and self-awareness, this is something that really is really helping a lot in mastering communicating with others. So how do we do it? Let's go into the next phase. But before this, maybe some questions or something that you want to say, ask, and have in your mind.
I really appreciate what you said about being able to connect with self when needs aren't met. I think honestly, something I've experienced in the NVC world, but like in the world in general, but even in the NVC world, is people have a kind of, they still come with this immature expectation that other people are going to fill their needs and right to ask or demand. And I don't hold that expectation. I think I used to, and I saw just how much it screwed up my relationships. And I feel like for myself and for the people that I feel, trust and healthy connection with, we try to show up for each other, but there's no punishing if we can't. And there's no consequences at all if we can't show up for each other. And we encourage ourselves and each other to really show up for ourselves and to reach for, I don't know if the word God is a comfortable word, but to reach for the divine within ourselves, to find resources through that. So I'm grateful that you named that, because I mean, the ego is so insidious, and it will take even like, the most beautiful wisdoms, and just I feel a lot of gratitude. For me, this meets a need for like integrity, spiritual integrity, to be able to use spiritual wisdom to actually grow as individuals with the divine, and not use it as like another way to employ and exploit other people to meet us where we want to be met. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Miriam. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Babu.
Babo.
Stefano.
It's Babo is okay, but Stefano is the first name. But anyway, it's so good. Whatever. I was curious to understand, is a NPC like non-playable characters, or NBC like you're working for a TV company?
Miriam, do you want to answer that? You are muted.
I said I wasn't clear on the question. Can you say it again?
I don't understand. You said the NBC world or NPC world. I don't know what you were talking about. Non-playable character.
That's very cute that you said that. I meant the NVC world, like the world of NVC, even in the world of nonviolent communication. And in the world of personal development in general, people use these catch terms. Yeah. But also NPC, you know what, that was really, I'm really grateful that you couldn't hear clearly, because that's kind of how I see the world, that everyone else is an NPC, like everyone else is a non-player character, and I can't demand of them resources for my game. My game resources comes from the divine, infinite divine resourcing. That's it. And share with other people. So I appreciate that you said that, because I use the term NPC a lot to describe my relationship with other people so that I don't become users of them. So I call them like non-player characters, as if like they're just aspects of the divine. They're not threats to me, and they can't take anything from me. And they also can't give anything to me that's not coming to me. So yeah, thank you for asking for that clarification. Appreciate it.
I would just, the divine intervention. So NVC is the short version of nonviolent communication. Nonviolent communication is the phrase used by Marshall Rosenberg. After some time, who invented this methodology, after some time, he wanted to change it, but since it's got so strong, he wanted to change it because it has like a negative meaning, like non-violent, you know. And many people now, they use compassionate communication. It's more positive approach, but the original term is non-violent communication, turning the violent of criticism and, you know, like just what we talked about. This is the habitual way of thinking and acting and being, and turning it into compassionate and loving and authentic communication. So this is the idea, but the non-violent communication, the name stuck because this was the original. So this, I hope it helps also. Any more? By the way, this is the first meeting of you know what? Maybe we can do a little bit about the compassion course. I don't know if you. I mean, I know Miriam is in it. And Rosemary, you don't know about it, right? You looked a little bit, or I will say a few. Okay, I will say a few words. The compassion course is a 1-year program that you get a mail every week with a short text to read, like 10 minutes, and with maybe 2 exercises or so. And the idea is that nonviolent communication is very easy to understand. I mean, so far I can explain it in 15 minutes, but the idea of really embodying it into our lives is much more difficult, and this takes practice. Like, because we are also so much surrounded with habitual thinking, you know, like as we talked, all the big systems, the education, court, politics, everybody is talking in judgmental way. So it's very hard to really embody it and really do it in a clean, or, you know, like as we want to. So this practice group and the compassion course that we are part of this gives us this daily or weekly routine to practice. This is also a time, and this is where the practice groups, I'm only one practice group that I'm facilitating. There are many more. So you can choose, and you can practice just being empathetic, having authentic relationship with really intimacy from the start. Today, I don't know if we'll have so much time to dive into Stanislav. I don't know if we will have so much time today to dive into breakout rooms, but usually much of the practice is in breakout rooms, so it's like one-on-one or in trios. So it's really, you know, intimate. And also, if you would like to continue with this group, you know, it is a form of really intimate. We are not so many people. I guess it will be maybe till 8, hopefully. But, you know, like 4 to 8 people, this is like what I'm looking for. And so this is about the compassion course. You will have to register to the compassion course if you will like to be in this group. The registration to the compassion course is between $0 to $78 a year. So it's basically nothing. You can decide how much you want to contribute. It's a worldwide, it's the biggest and nonviolent communication course with thousands of people with 20 languages. So it's really strong. I really recommend it. And every facilitator decides how much he's asking or she's asking to, like as an energy exchange. I'm asking from $10 to $15 a session, but it's based on energy exchange and like whatever you want. So this is the idea. You can also offer other ways of exchange, or just come in here, we'll do the work. The idea is growing in a, just in contribution, and this is the way to get abundance. So this is the way of the compassion course that I really resonate with. So this is what I do, and your exchange. But anyway, it will be more of a discussion and less of me blah blah blah, because what we do today is really will be most of the theory, but every week it's like a different way to look at it from a different angle. So it will be shorter and you will have more time to speak, and we will be with it together. I'm also learning. I'm on the path. I'm not perfect. So like I'm part of this group. This is my idea. And hello to Stanislav. And thank you for joining in.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Russia, but now I live in Georgia, Tbilisi.
Okay, thank you. So I guess we have probably how do you say clock time like we started an hour ago. Okay, maybe you had like a misunderstanding of the time, but we started at 8 o'clock Europe, 8 o'clock Israel time. So for next time, but never mind. So we just also shared, maybe you can just introduce yourself in the way we did. We just said like where we are from and what need brought you here.
One moment, but I've just checked the WhatsApp chat and I see 7 p.m. Europe.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's summertime.
What's that?
Okay. It's because of the summertime where they shifted 1 hour ahead.
Never mind. So this time, by the way, we have the recording, and it's okay. If you want to listen to the recording, that can be nice, and it's okay. We'll go over it again, like from different angles. So it's okay. But next time it's like starting 1 hour earlier. So no big deal, and no punishment, but we can work with criticism now and see how let's start. We can work with this. And what's also is really nice in the group and also in nonviolent communication, when we do the practice, that if judgments rise up, we can work with them. Like this is a place to work with our own judgments in a safe place like this. So this is also a way to practice. I just will maybe like get you in line. We were talking about needs, and I know you also enrolled to the compassion course, and we just asked, okay, what need brought you here? I said contribution, growth, communion, abundance, and other people shared also their needs. Maybe you would like to share one need or more that brought you here to this call.
it's difficult to choose like a word from the list, but I went to this course to practice nonviolent communication in English because I've practiced it in my native language for a couple of years, and nonviolent communication, it's like a separate language, so I thought, why wouldn't I try to learn it in English too? To have 4 languages already, like violent and non-violent, kind of. And this course is going to last for a year, so I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stay present here, but I'll do my best. Maybe self-development, is there such a need? I don't remember.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
And at first, I recommend to stick to the list, but as we go on, we have our own needs, and everyone creates their own needs. I mean, not everyone, but there are different needs lists. I created my own needs list, like, so at first it is recommended because there is a difference between strategy and a need, but as we go on, we can play with it and be more creative. I put in my list, for example, the need of union, because I'm into the tantric, but I haven't seen it in other lists, for example. So, like there are many needs, and if it's an authentic need, it's in the list of yourself. So it's okay, but yeah.
I usually lack predictability in the list.
Okay. So this group will help you being more productive.
Sorry, did you ask me something? I missed.
You said you have the need of productivity?
No, predictability.
Predictability.
Yeah. Sometimes something really unexpected happens, and I just want to understand what's gonna happen next, like to be able to predict at least the foreseeable future.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. So this is maybe the need of self-awareness, as you said. I'm guessing now, and I'm resonating with what you said. Let me say if it's resonate. When you connect to your needs, to your feelings in nonviolent communication, you connect to your gut feelings, and then when you are connected to your gut feelings, you make the right choice, let's say, that really resonates with yourself and like you make the decisions more accurate. Or yeah, this is what you meant?
No, I meant that sometimes something happens and I find it strange and don't understand what's going on, and maybe there is a need for clarity, safety, and something else there, but all combined, it's like to be able to understand what's going to happen next around me, with me.
Okay. Rosemary, did you also wanted to add something to this? I saw you like. Okay. Okay. So the need of, I will try to be more precise with you. The need of understanding.
What are we doing now?
Like I'm guessing your need was actually, so you said the need of predictability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, we can stick with this. I think. Okay, it's like in between, but for now I think it's good. Okay, any other things before we go on? All right, so let's go back to the PowerPoint. And I won't always have PowerPoints, but as I said, this is the first one, and it's good to have this kind of structure. In the first meetings, I do have, because it's more theory, but as we go on, it will be more discussions and more breakout rooms. Let me see. Okay, so now, okay. So now it will be also for you nice because we are kind of will do a start over from the beginning. So it will be also good for you, Stanislav. So how do we do it? We go into a needs list, into needs awareness, and not into the habitual way of doing. And let's say something happened and you feel yourself angry, you feel this anger within, you want to react, somebody said something that you don't like. How do we go into this needs awareness and into compassionate communication? So the first thing is to slow down. And this is very important in our society, to slow down and to feel, yeah, really, I'm really angry. Like something is in me that I'm really, like I want to say something or do something that I will regret later. So this is really to slow down, to see something that something is happening with me that is connecting to anger or to frustration. And I choose, this is a mental decision, I choose to act and not to react the past or to react my habitual way of being. And in this first step, it's good to give ourselves a sign. Yeah, we are in an angry state. We can look at the body sensations, like when we have anger inside of us. I'm talking about now anger as the highest form of, let's say, violent expression, but it can be also in anxiety or depression and whatever. I look at my body and I see that my body is telling me I'm in anger state. Usually it's in the chest, you can feel it here, in the shoulders. You have this sensation that each one is a little different, but you have a sensation that is telling you, I'm now going to do something that I will regret later. And another sign, other than the body, is we have a shouldn't thought, usually about the other. It can be also about ourselves. I'm so stupid, like this, but it can be about, I have a judgment about myself or the other. So these two signs give us, like the body sensations and the shouldn't, are the signs that we want to slow down. And the idea is to catch the moment before we lose it. So this is the way. To slow down, to focus on our own needs and the needs of the others, not on the blame or judgment. Because blaming and judging will, if we are looking at our needs, will throw us away from accomplishing this need. If we have a need of connection and we will criticize the other of blah, 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 it will do exactly the opposite of what we intended to have. If we are feel frustrated that somebody, that my wife, ex-wife, let's say, did something to me that I'm angry about, and I want to have this need more fulfilled, it won't help me at all to criticize her, especially when I'm angry. It will just be the opposite. So the second step, after I'm slowing down, we will go over this in a much longer as the course progress. But since this is also the first meeting, and I don't know if this is like introductory workshop actually that I give usually, but we can dive into it more deeply. So the second step after I'm stopping down and I'm looking at myself is, what am I feeling? So if I go from the body sensations, like of here in the chest, in the eyes, in the shoulders, the hands are trembling when I'm angry. Okay, just had something in the, okay, Mimi just that's it. What am I feeling? So this is really the second step. And as we have the needs list, we have also the feelings list. And the feelings list are a way of us to understand what we are feeling. It's like the Eskimos have 100 different words of snow. So we as people use in a habitual way, like the strong or the really most common words for expressing our feelings. But if you can look, for example, at the first feeling of anger, there are many, this is just an example, many other words or feelings that are related to anger. So as usually I go into okay, what am I needing now? And I go into the needs list and I find more needs. I can see that I'm angry. And then I can also, okay, there are many layers of anger. There are many layers of confusion. There are many manifestations that are almost the same, but are a little bit different. So the feelings list for us is a tool, okay, to get to know more feelings and more layers and more, like between white and black, there are more levels, and so the gray tones. So here there are, I put here, this is not they are the basic feelings, but in each one of them you can go in and dive into more layering down of these feelings. So this is also the feeling list that we work with. And these are the two tools that we have, the feelings and the needs list. I just go into the chat. Okay. Yeah, Rosemary, this is in the, I sent it to you in the feelings and needs list. I sent it also to your, okay, thank you. Thank you, Stanislav. And you have it here, so we can click on it and but anyway, I sent it to you to your WhatsApp yesterday. Okay, so this is the feelings list. And after we get inside, I'm thinking if maybe we can do it right now. Okay, maybe after we'll do one example. After we get into the feelings, we can go into the needs. Again, as we said, as we did before. So from the feelings are like sensors of to know if the needs are being fulfilled or not being fulfilled. If I'm feeling sad, probably at least one need is not being fulfilled. This is if I'm let's say now winning the lottery, I can feel happy because I have the need of abundance. If I'm losing in the stock market, I have frustration and sadness because the need of abundance went down. So the feelings are like sensors telling us if our needs are being fulfilled or not. And after we go into the feelings, I can go into the needs and understand more clearly what is being met or not being met in the needs realm. So this is the third stage. It's a different list. You okay? Okay, sorry. So maybe I sent you by mistake my own list. I don't know. I will. I can send you later this one if you want. And the fourth step is listening and wondering with empathy, what are the others' feelings and needs? As we understand that all acts are an attempt to meet needs, we can look at the other and just wonder with curiosity, what is he or she are feelings, are feeling or needing. So then we can relate after we gave ourselves time to self-connect. We call it self-empathy. We give to ourselves, first of all, empathy. What am I needing? What am I feeling? It's like when there is in the airplane, you give the gas oxygen to, first of all, to yourself and then to your child, because you can't protect your child if you are not protecting yourself, first of all. So first of all, you give yourself empathy, and then you can give the other empathy, what are they are feeling when and how they are needing, what they are needing. And this is only after we give ourselves empathy and we are really feeling less stressful or anger, because if we are still angry, we won't be able to give the other empathy. So first of all, we give to ourselves. And within this fourth step of expressing empathy to the other, we can think of a request from ourselves or from the other that will help us fulfill our needs. So this is the fourth step, and this is really a nice way of we go. There are in compassionate communication and nonviolent communication, there are 4 steps. I skipped the observation part, but these are the 4 steps. And it's really easy because now, okay, if I can think of ways to fulfill myself, I can ask it for myself, I can ask other people to help me fulfill my needs. And this is I call it the coaching way in nonviolent communication, the 4th part, how we fulfill ourselves. And this is really, for me, I can share that it really helped me fulfill myself every moment, and getting out of depression. And, it's really a way, in an easy 4-step way to get connected and fulfill myself. Just another, this everything we speak about will go, of course, more into the course. We'll speak about requests, but one important thing about requests is willingness to hear no. Because a request is a request, it's not a demand. There is a big difference between us focusing on only one strategy, and if we are focused on only one strategy, and we are not able to hear no. But if we understand that we have a need and we can fulfill our needs by having this strategy, but if we get no to this strategy, we can fulfill the same need with other strategies. So this willingness to hear no is very important, and also understanding that when someone says no, he or she has a need behind their no. So since we want that all the needs will be accomplished, this is also the willingness to hear no with empathy. Any questions about this?
I have a question, but I don't know if it's about this
All right.
specifically, or if it's just a general question of NVC.
Right.
What happens when you meet, when you have an interaction with someone and they're unconscious of their needs, like, but to me, it's very obvious that there's a need here, and I don't, you know, I don't know how to help that person either see their needs or like acknowledge their own needs. Yeah, I mean, I could say more about it. It becomes very like complicated, but I'm just curious offhand, like what you would say about that.
Does anyone want to share before, like, have an idea to the question of Miriam? What happens if you see that another person have a need and he or she are not reacting in accordance with the need? This is the question.
Denying that they have a need, or they're denying that they even have any feelings, but it's so obvious, and it's like you can't really proceed without acknowledging it. Otherwise, the burden falls on me to fill the need because I see it and I want to fill needs. I think needs should be filled. I mean, needs demand to be filled, whether or not we acknowledge, like, yeah, I guess I'm trying to understand how to work with someone that's not conscious of their needs when I am.
Okay. Any ideas?
Ask them permission if it's okay to share.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Mimi?
It's a nice suggestion. Like, I think in certain cases that could work if there's someone that's willing enough to acknowledge their feelings. I guess my question is, in the case when it's a no, where the person is so unconscious that they'll just deny that they even have a feeling or a need. So then do I just trust them and leave them alone? Like, I guess, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to put myself in a situation like that.
Okay. So one solution was Rosemary suggested, okay, let's ask for their permission, maybe to say something that they don't see, right, Rosemary? That I have something that I see that you might not see. Maybe I can share it, like this, Rosemary, right? This is what it.
Yeah. See if they're open to suggestion or not suggestion, but open to hearing a different point of view.
Yeah. So this is one option to do with this kind of people. Another idea.
I remember something called street giraffe, where we are present with the person at their level, like you are sure of that, and then we just repeat somehow what they just said. Then we dive a bit deeper, and then a bit more deeper, and so on, until maybe we even don't need to get to a need eventually. Maybe we will get there.
Sorry, can you repeat what did you say? How is it called and what? I just missed the begin.
Street giraffe, but I'm not sure it's my translation because I've never practiced MVC in English.
Okay, I will just a little bit. Giraffe. Babu is the least experienced here in nonviolent communication. So Marshall Rosenberg, the founder of NVC, used many times the terminology of giraffe, as the giraffe has the biggest heart in the animal realm. So giraffe is the compassionate way of communicating with people, and the other way, the habitual way, the judgment, are the
Jackals.
The jackals. Thank you, Miriam. Yeah, I have it in the Tan, in Hebrew. Yeah, I had it in Hebrew, but not in English. So the jackal is the habitual way, the judgment and way of communicating. So street giraffe or street compassion is the way we speak. This is really one, I think this is really the last lesson in the course, like not the last class, but like really the last big lesson about how we communicate with people that don't know NVC, don't know nonviolent communication, right? Most of the people. So in this group, and usually compassionate communication or nonviolent communication groups, we talk about feelings and needs. This is part of the language, but this is not a common everyday language that people use. So in the practice group, we learn to speak in feelings and needs awareness, but after we also learn and we practice how to speak with regular people in a way that won't make them even more annoyed, because sometimes when you speak about your feelings and needs to people that don't, as Miriam said, to someone that is not connected to this, it will just make him more angry. And, like, what is this language you are talking about? Like this. So to tell you the truth, nowadays, it's less, it's like getting more common. And also I tend to surround myself more and more with people that are have more emotional intelligence, but it's always can go deeper. And so this is a way to refer to street language, street giraffe, in a way that we speak not in feelings and needs, but more freely. We use this language, but this is really something later on. So what is this made clear, Babu?
It's Babo, but yes, it's clear. Thank you.
We practice it in the drumming circle. You tell me, yeah. Yeah, we met like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago in drumming circle. So yeah, it was nice. Okay, good. All right. So another way to approach it is using street giraffe. And in street, yes, Miriam, did you want to add?
Yeah, I wanted to say that actually, Stanislav, I'm really grateful for your addition, because it's helping me realize that on top of the needs that I might perceive in someone, they have more than that. They have a need for safety and not feeling like spoken down to, or not feeling, not feeling pushed in their personal growth, feeling they have a need to just feel respected for where they are and for their space to be respected. So I'm realizing that I could focus on meeting that need for space instead of, my need. It's probably my need for like deeper, more intimate, more authentic connection. And I can meet the person where they are and then address my need for more somewhere else. So thank you. That was really helpful. Really helpful.
Yeah. So many times we guess about the needs and feelings of the other, even without telling them, like this. But also a good observation will be, looking at yourself and what is the need. You felt probably frustration that you want to help and you are not able to. So if we look inside to your frustration, you have a need of support, maybe?
I think for me, the highest need is for shared conscious connection. And that's not possible with someone who won't even admit the truth of what they're experiencing.
Okay.
Or
so
doesn't have a.
When we go first of all to our feelings, we feel that there is a frustration. So we turn the look inside, and then from the frustration, okay, what is the need? The need of shared reality, let's call it, or shared spiritual reality. And when this need is not being met, that's why you have frustration, you have a no from the other. You got a no because you wanted shared reality and you don't have it. So, and then you can, there are different ways how to deal with it. One of them is to, mourn or be sad that this is not happening with this man or person. And so to give ourselves time to mourn the situation that it's not happening. I had it a lot with my wife. We didn't have shared reality. I wanted to communicate in a compassionate way, like this. And for her, it was difficult. So I had to do a process with it. So it's not just connecting to our feelings, it's really connecting. And a mourning is also a need. It's kind of half need, half strategy, or a mix of a strategy and a need. Really to get inside and to mourn the fact that it's not what we want. So, and we go inside and then, okay, I want to have shared reality. What do I do? Right? So I decided to separate with my wife. After some time that it didn't work. Okay. So, but this is because it was, within a conscious way. Also for her, it was okay. And I can share, we just decided now to give space, So you maybe know from last year, I don't know, probably we had some discussions, but we decided to give space. I stayed in Costa Rica, and you can meet her in Israel if you want. So, yeah. And when I come
I
to
would
Israel,
love to.
I'm coming September, October.
Well, Ariel, I feel really tender to hear this. This is like a big deal, like what you just shared. So I have a need to take a moment and just offer some, just empathy and encouragement and admiration for your courage to honor your truth. I know this was like a struggle for a while, so I'm proud of you.
Yeah. So, since it was on the path on really shared understanding and everything, so really good connection and no, everything is good. But a new path. So yeah. Okay, so let's pass this and let's see what any other questions before we continue. All right, let's see what else I have prepared. But actually, your question was leading to another small exercise. We have like 20 more minutes. And I would like also to do a little of an exercise where I just got lost. Again, I will put the PowerPoint again. And yeah, as I said, today is different than any other. Most of the time, we will have much more exercises and we'll do it together. So let's do another needs game. And it's like a little similar to what Miriam shared, but think of someone who is close to you, who is doing or saying something that you don't like. And let's not, because this is a like the first class, let's not go into 9 or 10 and in terms of how emotionally you are charged in this situation, but think of something that is like 5, 6, that you will be able to think about their needs. So think of someone who is close to you, who is doing or saying something that you don't like. And so the game is that you will say what they did or say, and we will guess what were the needs or what were the needs that he or she are trying or were trying to fulfill. Any examples? Somebody wants to share?
I try to formulate. I met with a member of participant of one nonviolent communication course. So we had a meeting for some practice, and she asked me to do anything I want, like empathize, just listen, anything I want to do. And she just started telling me something. After some period of time, I empathized, but then I heard her complaining about so that some people told when she shared with the people that she is worried about her parents, she got a response that she didn't separate from her parents, and she was angry about that. And instead of empathizing to her, I became curious whether they are correct or not. I started Googling like separation, where it ends, where it begins, something like that. And she was irritated a bit. She said that, like, I left her alone, something like that, and she wanted more empathy. So maybe she wanted presence, be heard.
Just summarize, Stanislav. So you were in an. Just let me summarize to that I hear what you said exactly. Maybe also the others. So you were in an empathy talk with another person, and you gave empathy to her, like you were listening, and you asked her first, "What do you want me to? You want me to listen, to give you empathy, right? This?" And she said, "Do whatever you want." And then she shared something about her parents, and you like Googled about it in to see about the situation more. Can you?
No, she shared that she had a conversation with someone about her parents, and she said that she was worried about her parents. And then she got a response like, "Oh, you didn't separate from your parents. You need to do 1, 2, 3." An advice.
She got an advice instead of empathy. Okay, and then she, from you or from?
From that person in that conversation.
She was sharing this, that she got angry that he was saying to her this. So this is the case. This is what you shared. Okay. Okay. So before you guess, let us guess and help you, and then you say if if you think this is the way or not. We are correct or not. Okay. So everybody understand the idea, the gamos? Good.
Sorry, one
right.
second. Can you repeat? Sorry, what is the game now? Is the
Now
same
we
with the
have-
question?
Now we have to guess what needs were not being fulfilled with what Stanislav shared with the person who was. And do you want me to share again the needs list, or you have it?
Yes. No, the needs list is the same that you sent me before. I have it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So you can guess and see if you are. Let's see if you also Stanislav is guessing, but let's see if we are aligned with you. For an example, I can guess that she had a need of security. What do you think?
What point at what time point we chose, when she was given an advice or when I started Google information without empathizing?
Okay, so yeah, there are two different situations. There are two different occasions, right? First is what she shared with you about the other person, and then she was also, the second stage was that she was getting angry with you or frustrated with you that you were Googling it and like this, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's go for the second situation. I think it's good. But so I guess she needed like safe place, security. Is this resonate?
Maybe kind of.
Okay. Any other guesses? Like, and when we guess we do it like a group guessing. Let's do it like one by one. You know, like breathe before, not too many at once, because so we won't attack Stanislav with guessing. I don't think this is the case, but just. I would guess the need of empathy.
She said it like directly. That she actually wanted empathy, but maybe she should have asked to empathize.
Maybe also it's the need. I don't have it in a needs awareness, but it's like the need of competence, like to be accurate and like this is not, you know, you can give advice, but this is not the place. Like she wanted maybe advice, like she didn't want it, you know. Like she came into empathy session and you gave her advices, so which is the not correct way of doing it. So maybe she needed efficiency, maybe.
It wasn't an empathy session. It was like an extra meeting for doing something with our nonviolent communication course. Maybe brainstorm some situations, maybe empathize, maybe something else. And I didn't give any advice. I just started searching for information regarding separation because it was more interesting than listening to her actually. That's the problem. That was the problem at the moment. And since she said, do whatever you want, I didn't I didn't push myself to stay present with her words.
We are not speaking even about you. We are speaking only about her. Like also, yeah.
So she didn't feel appreciative?
Could you repeat?
She didn't feel appreciative?
Appreciating?
Like, she needed the need of appreciation, right? Like
Of understanding, of appreciation?
Appreciation, understanding.
Mm-hmm. Maybe yes.
Since you weren't listening to her.
Yeah, to be seen. Maybe the need to be seen. Yeah, it's appreciation is to be seen is like the big need, you know, then under it, there are many appreciation and all of these are under to be seen. Yeah. Any other guesses? Yeah, I think what you said is strong. Like this was maybe the heart of the problem. The to be seen, appreciation, recognition. How do you feel now after we thought about hair? Does it make you a little bit less disconnected?
Disconnected from what actually?
Do you feel a little bit lighter?
No. It was 5 to 6, and it was 5 to 6 at the moment, and we actually discussed it. We were trying to practice something unsuccessfully during an hour, and then we just stopped and started analyzing what has just happened. And then we just understood what it was, our needs and so on. So we basically discussed it at that meeting.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As I said before, this is also happened to me in one of like last year. Somebody, I gave her empathy, and then was like in a breakout room, and then she said, "I'm not feeling getting empathy," you know, like this. And then since it's in nonviolent communication, it was like we could discuss it in terms of this is part of the practice, and maybe she, you know, I could understand where she's coming from. So this is part of the practice, and this is the way. It's nice even to have these judgments that are coming up to practice solving it in a non-violent communication way. So everything that
we did one exercise. I don't know the name in English, but it's ping pong. Maybe honesty ping pong, something like that. So we shared our feelings, needs, judgments for like 30 seconds, and then asked, "What do you feel? What do you think?" And exchanged it for maybe 10 minutes, and until we were on the same page.
Okay, nice. Okay, thank you for the example. Maybe one more example before we close this meeting?
We only have 3 minutes left till the top of the hour, so I'm wondering if we could actually just do like some sort of closing instead of an example, just to kind of wrap up together.
Wondering also about it, so thank you, Miriam. Is that okay with you? Like not everyone had a chance to express, but I think it's, yeah, I think it's good. I think we got the idea. So let's do a checkout. And this is, yeah, how are you now? How some thoughts about this session, what you are taking in the short. We don't have to be long now. Someone who wants to share?
I can go. For me, what I'm taking away is really respecting people where they're at. And someone recently called me a spiritual elitist, and I'm really doing a lot of repentance for that. So and they're right. it's not pretty when people who want spiritual growth, you know, like shame others for not wanting it or not being there yet. So for me, what I'm taking out of this is like, I feel like I had a need for understanding and empathy around what it feels like to be me in the world. And I feel like I came away with a strategy for how I could meet people, how I could love people where they are, and then find shared reality called acceptance, like just mutual acceptance for differences and letting people be where they are at their pace and their journey. So thank you. I feel very enriched.
I also want to add to this that we said about the willingness to hear no. And also when we come and want to speak with somebody and he or she are not available and they don't want to speak with us now, it's also part of the process of understanding that no good will come out if we will force ourselves and we force this conversation. So this is also understanding of being in patience, and I will be able to speak, but not now. I will be able to give support and to have shared understanding, but I have to be more patient until it will fulfill. All right, more comments, check out how you are now.
I appreciate the entire conversation, and I think that the idea of understanding better needs to de-escalate possible discussion or to just to empathize with the other people, and even better to understand our need to feel in charge of certain conversation. I think it's good, and it's an interesting perspective. For me, it's kind of, yeah, I kind of knew it, but not put it in this way. So I think it was productive. My curiosity got satisfied.
Okay, thank you very much, Os.
No worries.
Yeah, this is maybe for the first time hearing about nonviolent communication and this whole process. Maybe it's a lot, but it's like, it's very simple, and this is the way we do it. And it will be very easy if you continue to continue this language of really understanding and being compassionate toward yourself and others. This is the way. So thank you very much for being here with us. Any more checkouts? From the Diamante
Thanks.
Valley.
Yeah, I went through the 10 podcast series with Marschenberg with an ex-partner, and it was quite interesting how we would try nonviolent communication, but oftentimes it would lead to many conflicts because of one person wanting to work on it more than the other person. And I don't know your history about the divorce, but I know that it ended our relationship as well.
Yeah, actually, I'm not divorced yet, but we just decided to separate. But
Big space.
and yeah, it is a struggle, but also I did for many years, and I was myself. It's also, you know, like something strong, because I really like the way in nonviolent communication that 100% our own responsibility to have a good communication. It's not 50-50, it's 100% us. And if my partner doesn't know how to do it, I mean, this is the way I have to do it in order to be compassionate with her, you know. Yeah. So it's a good way to look inside, and but also to see what kind of relationship you want. Like if we want to surround ourselves with people who blame, or look inside. So this is this is a big difference. But also to be forgiveful for the way, so okay. So
Thank you, thank you,
anyway,
thank you. I need to run. It was amazing. I just need to go. Bye,
see you.
bye, guys. Thank you so much. It was good. Take care. Nice to meet you, everybody.
So thank you very much, everybody, and hope to see you again. I told you the procedure. If you want to join the compassion course, I mean, only Rosemary hasn't. So if you want, you are welcome. And
I will be.
there is a WhatsApp group for this group. Like after you join, you can, if you want to join, and I can send you the
The link.
invitation link. So yeah, hope to see you soon. And it's nice that it's a young group. Last year it was like I was the youngest, and Miriam. But yeah, so it's nice that it's this, and probably, hopefully, more people will join. So yeah, hope to see you next week. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact. So yeah, see you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.